Most 2D platformers are single-player experiences, but there are a few out there where you can race against your friends to try and complete the 2D platforming in the fastest time possible and beat all your friends. Think of games like Speedrunners or CD-Run, for example. And sometimes they are in like looped levels, sometimes they're in corridors. Or as is in the case with Hyper Mirror Run, we have a mirrored effect of you trying to ascend up levels to try and reach the flag at the top. Hyper Mirror Run uniquely allows you to play in single player against an AI opponent. Easy and medium are absolute cakewalks. Go straight to hard, you won't regret it. And you probably still won't feel an immediate challenge, if I'm perfectly honest, if you're good at 2D platformers. But where Hyper Mirror Run really shines is when it's two players of similar skill sets trying to race against what are actually quite simplistic 2D levels. But because they're simplistic and you've got some enemies that you can jump on heads with, and you can optionally go and collect some gems if you've made some mistakes and you've lost some lives, or hearts rather, before you lose a life. Suddenly you make silly mistakes on things that you ordinarily wouldn't even consider being much of a problem if you was playing on your own, because the stakes are high and every minute detail matters. That's where the rub of this game comes in, and whilst I wouldn't necessarily say that this is going to be on my local multiplayer rotation list all the time, I will definitely be whipping it out occasionally for some head-to-head heats for what is that so simple, how did I get it wrong platforming smack of the head because you couldn't quite believe that you did that error problem. The graphics are very basic. The level design is quite simplistic, and whilst each world adds in some new mechanics such as spiky objects that will move around, or moving platforms, or maybe some bounce pads that look suspiciously like Mario pipes, it's very odd. It is very basic and bare bones, but that then allows you to see levels in a clean way because you've got one side obviously mirroring the other, so each player is only working with their half of the screen. The other cool decision in the design that I like about this is that it's all skill dependent. There's nothing that one player can do that can influence the other player's outcome, but it does give me thought for if there was a sequel, could the loser in the previous round put in some extra mechanics that the player then has to like work around, a bit like Ultimate Chicken Horse but in a proper 2D platforming world. That said though, I think it is a wise decision to keep it skill dependent, especially because it's in the fine margins if you're playing with like-minded skilled players, where you're going to be dashing for that flag and hoping for the best. I quite enjoyed my time with Hyper Mirror Run. It's not going to absolutely wow the world, but if you're looking for something to dip in and out of for half hour whilst you're going through like first to 10 wins or something like that, then I think this game is more than suitable, especially for £1.69 on Steam. It's a bargain.